Very interesting here in South Dakota. There is a special celebration that preserves traditions from the old country, bringing comfort to the settlers 100 years ago. And we have those same celebrations here in South Dakota. In fact, personally, I'll have to say that this is one of my favorites that I go to every year in southeastern South Dakota, a Swedish festival which endures in Clay County, Midsummer in Dalesburg.
In the mid-1800s, America fever swept across Scandinavia as the West opened to white settlers. Swedish immigrants first came to Clay County from Dalarna Province in July 1868 and named their community Dalesburg. The following year, they held their first Midsummer Festival, a celebration dating from Viking times. Today, Swedes and others in Dalesburg carry on tradition by giving thanks, feasting, and sharing joy in music and dance.
The Midsummer Festival is a Viking origin. The Vikings were celebrating the longest day. The Vikings celebrated the shortest day, they celebrated the longest day. And then when Christianity came into it, it accepted many of the old ideas. They maybe Christianized some of the practices, but the idea of celebrating summer was very easy for the Christianity to accept. The Midsummer pole goes back to the times of the Vikings. It symbolizes fertility, new life existing. Christianity sees it as a symbol of the cross. It just symbolizes summer. It's something that you erect at midsummer time and you dance around it. And you sit around and you don't think about winter.
Midsummer isn't just for Swedes, though.
This is the first year that we've hosted people from Norway. It's very good this year to host somebody from Norway because this is the 130th anniversary of the coming of the Norwegians to Dakota Territory in 1859. This group comes from the rural Trondheim area of Norway, which is of special interest here in southeast South Dakota because many Norwegian Americans have their ancestry from the Trondheim-Trøndelag area of Norway. We've had relatives come from Sweden for Midsummer. That's always been a highlight when we've had friends or relatives come from Sweden.
The Östermans are from Gnarp, Sweden, and have relatives in Vermilion.
We have a factory where we do lingonberry jam. It's a special Swedish food stuff, you know.
Do you have a Midsummer Festival in your hometown?
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about that?
It's almost like here with the midsummer pool and dancing around it and much singing and folk dancing and music.
Is that a very important day for you then at home, Midsummer?
Yes.
Mr. and Mrs. Burns Silkinson grew up with Midsummer and now live in California. Now, what do you remember best about Midsummer?
Oh, it was more exciting than 4th of July or Labor Day because it was, it just seemed to be the one thing of the year, I suppose, because it was part of our community, part of our church, and everyone that we knew came from all the area around here, all the little towns and schools. And I, of course, loved the stands with the pop and the ice cream and the dinner. Swedish ustakaka and korv and all the good Swedish food if I wasn't too full from the pop and the ice cream.
I guess they no longer have a big baseball game here anymore, in the daytime at least. And, well, we always enjoyed the meal, the evening meal, Swedish dishes that they have here.
What are you cooking here?
Sure. Svenska korv.
What is that again?
Swedish potato bologna.
How do you pronounce that?
Svenska korv. Potatiskorv.
Marion Hymas headed up the kitchen committee.
They started in April with the bologna, Swedish bologna. A committee met and made the Swedish bologna then, which we froze. And I think they told me today they have 16 buckets, so they have made a lot of it. The last week is the big week.
And how many people will be having dinner here today?
Well, we are preparing for between 400 to 500. Now, we don't know. I think we have enough food for 500 people.
Can you tell me a little bit more about some of the traditional dishes? Are the recipes exactly the same as when the immigrants came to Dalesburg 100 years
Well,
ago?
I think perhaps the Swedish bologna is, and the probably the Swedish meatballs. I am sure that is the same, and probably the uskaka. And of course the herring, they all like herring, that's the Swedish dish. And outside of that, I don't know. And the bread, of course, the homemade, they like the homemade bread, dark bread, buns.
I see in the background here, they're all women. Do any of the men get involved in the cooking?
Not in the, yes, our pastor. Our pastor was here and made the uskaka, and right now he's outside making kumpaka, he and his wife, I think.
We've added some more actual Swedish or Scandinavian items, and I think that's good, and I like that because those are my favorites. I think I like best about all of the people, everybody kind of getting together, everybody participating, and although some people say, you know, it's a lot of work, and some feel there's a lot of difficulties, and if somebody isn't working as much as somebody else is, I think all in all people really do like it and do have a good time doing it. And so I guess it's the people, meeting lots of people. People come back, say that they used to go here, or their mother or father or someone went here, and I think that's kind of fun. And I think it's good to keep the ethnic tradition, the Swedish tradition going, because there aren't many places that still do that, and I think it's a good community thing.
And where? There? Just like that. It's magic. It's live television. It's a screen. That's a celebration in Dalesburg. Rick Hepner produced that piece for us. Thanks, Rick. All right.